Alright, I gotta talk for a minute because for the uninitiated, I sell stuff on eBay. I have games and movies and hockey cards and shit on there. I'm I'm a seller on eBay. I ship stuff out. That's what I do. That is my main source of income personally. I had some stuff I had to ship out today. I had 3 packages that were pending, which would have brought in a little bit, a decent amount of money. So I go to the post office. We have Canada Post out here in the country. That's all we've got. We got Canada Post, and we've got one FedEx that's in a Super C. And that's it. Anywhere else, anytime I want to ship something, if Canada Post is closed, or I want to go when they're on strike like they were during Christmas time last year, I got to go 20, 30 minutes out and drive into an area that actually has a FedEx or a DHL or anything, or Purelate or anything like that. So, I go to the post office today. I got my packages, I got the addresses, I'm ready to ship the things out. I get out of the car, I walk up to the front door, and what do I see on the door? And I took a picture of this that I'm probably going to show on camera. I took a picture. What does it say? Due to the current labor disruption at Canada Post, we are unable to accept letters and parcels at this time. We apologize for any inconvenience. So, turns out the goddamn Canada Post strike is back on, and my location is one of many, I'm sure all of them, that have been affected. I can't ship out my items, which means I currently have 0 methods of generating any revenue for myself. And the Canada Post employees that are going on strike are some of the most confusing people that I think I've ever seen. It feels like one day they're mad about the pay. The next day, they're mad about the possibility of government interference and them stepping in and losing jobs. And then the next day, they're, oh, no, we're just mad about the pay. Canada Post lost $400 million last year. In the first half of this year. They lost nearly $800 million last year. This is a Canada Post union that went on strike at Christmas time last year. For those who don't remember or don't live in Canada but somehow stumbled upon this video, Canada Post employees went on strike like 2 weeks before Christmas. Or it was like a week before, it was a month before Christmas. They went to strike in November and everything got messed up. All Christmas shipments and whatever were late. 99% of them, I'm sure, that weren't shipped out way ahead of time. Canada Post employees went on strike during what is arguably the biggest time of the year for them to get shipments and for their money to be worth what they're paid. Which, speaking of, the last time, or actually no, I believe this is actually just as of last week, Canada Post employees rejected a 13% pay increase and wanted a 19% pay increase. Let's look at the numbers for a minute. The average postal clerk will make $23 an hour at Canada Post. On the low side, it's $14. The high end, it's $34, $35, which is absolutely ridiculous. Anyone would make that much to handle packages. If you take the $23 average and add 13%, you got a $26 average for Canada Post clerks. They want $26 to handle packages and letters. And again, that's just for the regular postal clerks. I didn't get into every specific position that there is at a Canada Post. I'm assuming most of these people are the postal clerks that are protesting. In Quebec, for example, you have a $16 minimum wage. If you're getting $23 an hour to handle packages for, say, 8 hours, That's really not bad. And keep in mind, that Quebec minimum wage is as of May 1st this year. It was hovering around $14, $15, I believe, before that. Most other provinces are around that $15 to $17 mark, except Nunavut. They're at nearly $20. I think it was like $19.50 an hour. That's really, really good. But it's Nunavut. There's like 20 people working there, so the average is kind of brought up by that. Canada Post has been losing money left, right, and center, to the point that the government is stepping in. I believe they gave them $1 billion. Canada Post will be out of business in 5 years if this stops, if the government stops giving them billions. The government wants to help Canada Post by saving them money, and the workers don't like that as well. They fear that jobs are going to be out of business, people are going to be out of work. But is that really the case? If you're a postal clerk, you're not going to be out of work just because you're now shipping packages. They're still going to the place to ship the packages out. The deliveries, sure, that might stop. Postal clerks, there's the majority postal clerks that I've interacted with are very nice people. I don't know one goddamn delivery person, and half the time they mess it up anyways, regardless if it's Amazon, FedEx, UPS, Canada Post, whoever ships it. Half the time, they leave it by my garage and just put it there. They don't come up to the door, knock on the door, make sure I grab the package. If they don't put it in the mailbox, which 99% of the time now, they don't. They go up, they put it by the garage door, and they leave. They don't knock, they don't do anything. I got it. When I get up, I gotta go. Oh, did I get a package? Nope, not by the front door. Is the thing in the mailbox open? Nope. Look out. Hey, oh, it's by the garage door. Thank God nobody stole it. Like, I get why they want to cut these people. I get why they want to move to a standardized, where you probably have to go to Canada Post to pick up your packages. I think that's actually a great idea. Get people out of the house, get them more active, even if it's just for a couple minutes. Let them be active. Let them go get their own packages. People are more self-sufficient that way. And another thing, as well, that's completely unrelated to this. Well, I mean, it is related to the strike, but it's not directly ranting at the union. I can't use other services. Where I am in the country, we're literally not even a town, really. It's a farm where I am. I can't use other services, not because Canada Post went on strike, but because they are too goddamn expensive. DHL, I looked up DHL, how much it would cost to ship a package. It is $50 for one package. And when you're making about $10-15 on an order, because with Canada Post, it costs maybe $7 to ship for a regular DVD. When it costs $7 to ship and you're able to make $15, to have to go up to $50 just to ship out a DVD or a video game? That's absolutely insane. Quite frankly, I actually get why Canada Post is losing money. They're the only one that actually still charges a reasonable amount to ship out packages and letters. FedEx, the local one that we went to, is so fucking picky. I have to buy the label and I have to buy the actual box to ship it in at home. Get it all ready, and then just go to the place and let them handle it. And even better, I was told at this FedEx location that it was going to ship through Western Union. For the uninformed, Western Union does not ship packages. The thing I was holding in my fucking little fat hand, so I have no other way to ship right now. I actually had to go on my eBay and list that I was, quote, on vacation. Or that the buyer is away, whatever it's listed as on there. I had to list that I'm actually not currently selling because of the Canada Post strike. I have no other methods of shipping. My income went from relatively, it's a nice little bit that I get to make on the side, to just, how about we take that away from you? Yeah, and it's funny. I just listed about 200 items over the last 2-3 weeks. I listed 200 items on there. I started selling them like crazy over the last couple days, and now I can't sell them. I can't sell any of the fucking junk that I had that I wanted to get rid of. The little pile of hockey cards that I could have made pretty good money on, I can't sell that. The DVDs that I had that are mostly all doubles and just things that I don't need in my collection, yeah, I can't sell them. The video games. Oh, the video games. Those are going up in price because people love video games and they always have, probably always will. I can't sell those because Canada Post said, we want a couple extra dollars an hour. Like, I get it. It adds up, sure. You're making good money already. You're making above the minimum wage. You know? Like, I'm frustrated at the Canada Post strike, as I'm sure 99% of people are. I don't get why anybody would be on the union side here. I was starting to make money. I was starting to enjoy it. It was feeling like a job. I'd get up, go check my eBay, see if anybody's selling anything, wait for the little send-off or the buyers thing show up. You know, if someone sent anything, you know, get up. Hey, Mom, can you drive me to the post? I gotta ship something out. Sure. Bring in, use my card, pay for it myself. Felt good about that. Ship it out, get the money like 2 days later, because I'm at that point to where now I get the money actually before I ship the thing out, or however it works with eBay. A day or two after I list it as shipped or whatever. Before it used to be they hold on to it for a month and make sure I get my feedback before they send me my money. So I think you can understand, especially being out here in the country, why I'd be pissed that suddenly I can't drive 5 minutes, go to a Canada Post, and, you know, ship my thing out and get my money. I've got money to make, you know? And it's like, these people have the privilege to go to work and not have to worry about much aside from, alright, make sure I enter the right information, handle this package, put it in the thing, the truck comes, they come get the mail, and they handle the rest from there. I can't wait for the government to get involved and end the strike like they did in December, because I've got shit to mail out. I technically got paid for it. I had to refund a guy because he didn't want to wait, which understandable. I've got shit to ship out, get back to work. They get paid enough already. In fact, I actually hope that their pay goes down because of the strike. They're inconveniencing millions of Canadians, not just me, millions of people, tons of people who live out in the country in rural places like me, who might be wanting to ship some stuff out. Maybe they bought something recently and they can't get it. The only thing that's being shipped out now are government things, you know, like stuff like welfare, old age pension, stuff like that, and live animals. Specifically, I saw that live animals are still getting shipped, and I feel like that was a typo. So yeah, I'm pissed at Canada Post, but alas, when they come back, I will go back to using them because they're the only one at a decent price. Even though I know they're just going to stab me in the back again in 7 months when they go on strike for another bullshit reason. God damn it, I hate the mail service. But god damn it, it's the only thing I can use to get money right now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to doing streams. Maybe I'll finally do the video game streams that I said I would do. But alas, that is my little rant on the Canada Post strike, sort of. Yeah. These people are striking. I give it a month before they're back to work. So, yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Please tell me what you think in the comments below. If you think I'm incredibly uninformed, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, I'd love to have a discussion with you guys in the comments. So, that is going to do it. This is probably going up unedited, I'll be honest. The only thing I'm going to do is maybe put the screenshot of the Canada Post thing that I put, where you can kind of see my legs in the picture. Aside from that, I don't know, maybe I'll take a picture and put that up on screen. I don't know. Maybe it's a meme picture. I'm not sure, honestly. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I love to have a discussion. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends. I'd love to know what everybody thinks. Again, whether they think I'm right, whether they think I'm wrong. I don't know. I'd love to have a discussion. Thank you all so much for watching. That's going to do it. More content coming soon. Harry Rice, out. Thank you. And, bye-bye.